Hi, my name is Kimberly and welcome back to my channel. I know that a lot of you are quarantined right now because of coronavirus. And as a consequence of that, we need to find some extra activities to do with our children, especially because they're out of school. So today I'm going to do a review. This review is not sponsored, and it is actually an app that my son used when he was in 4th grade. He's now in 5th grade, but he really loved it. And when I told him that I was thinking about activating a parent version of this account, he was actually really excited. So the app that I'm talking about is Epic. I'm going to insert a quick screenshot here for you so that you can see it. It can be downloaded in the App Store. It does cost $7.99 a month. However, the first month is free for you to try, and I'm going to go over all of the different options and things like that that you can look at within the app. But I hope that you will find some of the activities in here appropriate for your child. You can search for things by AR level and by grade level. I have 2 sisters with 4 children who are a little bit younger than mine, and I have also recommended that app to them, and they've been using it and their kids have really enjoyed it. So let's get started with the app. The first thing you need to do is download the app. So go to the App Store, type in the word Epic. There is a blue thumbnail that says Epic with an exclamation mark. Read, watch, learn, grow. There are 35,000 amazing books on this app. There's unlimited access to those books. There's also a ton of DIY videos. You can test your child's knowledge with quizzes. There's no limit to the amount of reading and learning that your child can do on the app. The other thing that you want to look at, the other thing you will see is that there are audiobooks, there are videos in foreign languages, there are quizzes in those languages, there are lots of nonfiction and fiction books, and you can personalize your child's learning. This has tons of reviews, and the average review rating is 4.7 out of 5. Let's get this app downloaded, and I will show you how to log in so that you can nurture a love of reading, explore and learn even some STEM activities, make learning fun for your kids. I love it because it's educational. Let's go ahead and set up Jackson's profile. Type his name, and then you can see he's 11 years old. This app's recommended for children 12 and under, so he's kind of right on the edge there, but there's lots of stuff for him. Choose some subjects your child is interested in. There are a ton of different subjects. I know he likes science, and then he's kind of silly, so he likes laugh out loud. I'm going to choose those as our default. Now that Jack's all set up, I can create another profile if I would like to do that. You can have up to 4 total profiles in your account. So for this second profile, I'm going to set up Kevin. He is 13, so he's in that 12 and up category. I'll have him take a look at the app and see if there's any biographies or if there's anything kind of on that highest reading level that he's interested in. But I think I need to search around and see what else I can find that may be a better fit for him. If I find something, I will definitely put a review up here on the channel. Now I'm going to pick out some of Kevin's interests. He really loves pets. He loves our 2 dogs, so he might be interested in that. I think that's good for now since I don't really know what else he's interested in. All right, let's start by creating our email account. I'm going to go ahead and put that in, as well as a strong password. It wants to make sure I'm an adult, and so I'm going to put my birth date in here so that I can get an account created. Now it's creating a library based on my decisions. So you will see that the subscription is $7.99 a month. However, it comes with a 1-month free trial. I already know that Jackson loved this when he was in 4th grade because his teacher used it, but I will go ahead and take the free month trial, especially since we're going to be learning at home for at least the next month. Now I can create my parent login. I put in my email. You can use Touch ID on this. There are the 2 profiles that I have already created. I'm going to access Jackson, and it says my purchase was successful. And you do have a choice there if you want to cancel within the 30 days. If you're not using it or you don't love the app, then it gives you some instructions here. It says you can manage your receipt preferences in your account settings. There's also a notice here that if you already know you want to prepay for the year, you'll save $2 a month for a total of $24. I'm going to just hit no thanks and stay with the $7.99 a month. Now that you have finally logged into the app, you'll see it's downloading for you comics, Read to Me, and videos, which are all right there at the top. There are also some, well, I wouldn't really call them ads, but some suggested content there at the top that kind of scrolls through as you're waiting for the different books that you like to download. The internet's running kind of slow today, but here they are. All right, so what's funny is my son loves the Big Nate books, so that must be really geared toward 5th graders. Those are some recommended books for him. Popular comics. I'm just going to kind of go through some of these so that you can see the variety of titles on the app in case you are wondering whether or not it has something for you. There's some new comics. Remember that there are 35,000 choices, so hopefully there's something there that can keep your child entertained. Fantasy and magic, sports. Here's some of the sports stuff that's on here. And then moving down, again, fantasy and magic, and then there's a category for mystery. Finally, there's some science stuff, science fiction, and oh, there's the laugh out loud funny things that Jackson's usually really interested in. And then there's a few adventure stories. So let's go back to the top and choose the For You category, which is denoted with that thumbs up. So when I touch that, let's see what comes up as the recommendations based on what I chose when I set Jackson's profile up earlier. This Creature Campers looks interesting, and so does the Bright family. Of course, it loves the Nate books, even though he hasn't had a profile set up through my account before. I know he read a ton of those in 4th grade. Let's take a look at the comics. What is recommended for us for that? There are all sorts of different things under there. And then there is the Read to Me section. This section is audiobooks, kind of, but you can see the pages of the book and someone's voice reads aloud to you. Let me show you a really good example.
King Tut, The Hidden Tomb by Ruth Owen. Gold everywhere. It was late afternoon on November 26th, 1922, in the Egyptian desert. In an underground passageway below the Valley
Okay,
of the
so
Kings,
you get the
British
idea. When you have finished reading, it actually gives you some different avatars or badges that you can earn. So because I listened to that on Jackson's profile for over 1 minute, it gave him a reward for that. Let's also take a look at the videos. There seems to be a lot of great choices in this area. So I decided to go through and look at a popular learning video, which is a DIY donut notebook. Let's see what she has to say.
Hi guys, I'm Mika and this is iHeart DIY. I love donuts just as much as I love DIY. So I'm gonna make a 3D donut notebook. So let's get started. For this you'll need.
So that's just a brief example. You can also see on here a star rating, the amount of reading time, and a brief description of the video. Let's take a look at the audiobook options. There are several choices here for Jackson, and one of the great features for the audiobooks is that you can download them onto your device and listen to them later. I also wanted to bring to your attention some of the collections that are on here. So if you see the word collection, then you can look through and see that there's a series of books. So if that's something that you think your child may be interested in, it's on there. Check back for shared collections from your teacher or your parent. Again, you can save these books for later and you can download them. You'll see there at the bottom that there's a spot for that. I'm going to hop onto Jackson's profile, use my Touch ID to sign in, and I'm going to show you how you can add some activities and assignments to each one of your children, kind of like you're their teacher. Under my parent profile, you can see that I haven't made any assignments to any of the profiles yet. You'll also see that I have 2 profiles. If you're curious as to what will be in your settings account, there's a quick screenshot there for you. There's a help section if you need it. You can also turn access to videos on and off and turn access to your Touch ID on and off. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is the community function. If you would like other readers to be able to give your kid a thumbs up for their achievements, and if you want your child to be able to see other people's achievements, then you can turn that on. And on means it's green. If you don't want anyone else to see what your child's profile is doing or how much they've read that day or what books or videos they watched, and you want to keep that private, just switch it to the off position. There is a great search tool on Epic. You can search by interest or you can search by titles in either the books, the videos, the Read to Me section, or the audiobook. I've scrolled through here so you can see all the different choices that you have. One of the choices that I love is some foreign language choices. Jackson and I do Duolingo, which is another app that we like to explore together. And so when we do Duolingo, it's basically an app that teaches you a foreign language. So I think a great partner to learning a foreign language is maybe some of the read aloud books or videos in a foreign language. So I decided to search by Spanish, and let me show you what I came up with.
Contando hasta 100, contando hasta 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's really fun to watch together. And now that we finished that, this goes back to that community portion that you can turn on and off, where we can thumbs up other people who've also watched this video. We can see who else has watched it, but they can also see that we have watched the video. If I want to create a collection, I'm going to hit Create Collection, name the collection. So this one will be for Jackson. It's going to be assignments for him. And I can put in a description. So let me think of books and activities for Jackson. When I'm done with that, I can either share my collection with the Epic community or not. I think I'm going to leave this one private, and I have now created a collection for us. If I decided that I don't like this video and I don't want to watch it anymore, I can click on that heart at the top. And when I do, it's going to say, "Are you sure?" So if you select "Not for me," we won't recommend it to you again. So when you hit that heart, which in this case deselected it, that's what happens. Within the parent account, I am able to view their reading log, edit their profile, and switch profiles. So let me assign this video for the Spanish language to Jackson, and then I'm going to switch over to his profile and see what it looks like for him. Down there at the bottom, you'll see his little owl avatar and that he's got mail. So when he opens that, he can see that I've assigned one video to him and he hasn't viewed it yet. And so he can take a look at what I've assigned. The other thing I assigned to him was the Bright Family Collection. It looked like something he might be interested in, and it is an Epic original. It's also a Read to Me book that can be saved offline. Once you have these collections in your account, it's really easy to add lots of books and videos as you go. I know this video is getting really long, but there's so many features to explore, and one of them is some math things that you can do with your child. So go to all, hit search, type in math, and there's a bunch of videos that they can watch. There are also some books, and you can filter the books by grade level, AR level, reading level, all sorts of things. I'm going to choose 5th grade. You can see that it goes all the way up to 7th grade, and you can again choose an AR level that is appropriate for your child. If you don't know what your child's AR level is, you can always send an email to their teacher. I think most students now have to be reading books that are at their AR level, so here's thousands of free ones. One of the books that I found under this math section was a book about perfectly perilous math. I decided to add that book again to the collection and make it an assignment for Jackson, and it can be something that we read together and try to figure out together. Now when he logs onto his account, he can see that I have assigned those 2 books as well as the Spanish language video to him to complete. I put this app on his iPad and used my login credentials, and we had no problem. He's seamlessly able to get on, change his avatars, search for different fun things like the slime, and add things to his own list, earn badges, and stuff like that. The final thing I'm going to show you, if you want to hang in there, is you can change your profile. You can't upload your own photos, I guess because of privacy, but you can change the profile name. And then there's several different avatars that you have access to. Since I'm just one person, I'm just mom, I thought I would go ahead and change mine to that silly icon and put that under mom. Jackson sat with me and he chose a different avatar for himself. Instead of using that owl, he decided to pick something that was more fitting for his sometimes silly personality. And I'll show you what that is. When you hit customize, you can look through some of the avatars. He picked the silly monster face, but there are several avatars that are locked. And so as your child progresses by reading more, getting on and doing some read aloud books and things like that, there are different badges that they can earn. You can also set the background color. You'll see I'm kind of playing around with those sliders there. Jackson really likes the color blue, so he decided to make his background color blue and to pick his frame as a blue as well. In case you're curious, because I know some of you are, here are a few of the badges you can look through and see what your child can earn. If your child is someone who is motivated by sticker charts and earning badges and things like that, this could definitely be an app that you would like to try. You can also see there at the top that Jackson's avatar did change. Haven't really sat down with Kevin yet to see if it's something that he can use while we're out of school for the next few weeks. So I'll give you an update later if you want one. Leave a comment down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching this review of the Epic app. I think this app pairs really well with some of the other apps that we use in our family. One of those being S'mores Up, which is a way that I can give my kids points for reading. So if you'd like to watch the review on S'mores Up, we highly recommend that as well. You can also pay your kids if you wanted to using GoHenry card or the Greenlight card, and we have reviews on those. I will link those down below. Let us know in the comments if there are some other apps that you're using to do school type work with your kids, and you can help us figure out what other app reviews you'd like us to do, or give some recommendations to other people who are subscribed to the channel. Speaking of subscribing, if you haven't done that, please subscribe and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time we make more app review videos like these.